Hey there, I'm Mr. Know-It-All, the lead swing trading analyst trader at Swing Trade Pros, the #1 swing trading and bot community in the world. And I genuinely want to help you make your mark in the thrilling world of swing trading cryptocurrency. I've been trading since 2017 and I've taught myself many different trading strategies, patterns. I'm known for the falling wedge pattern, as you guys might know. I've dedicated my life to mastering these types of structures and patterns, and now my goal is to impact the lives of 1 million of you. You heard that right. My goal is to impact 1 million people this full cycle. Let that be you. Cryptocurrency markets can be a roller coaster ride, full of ups and downs. But through swing trading, I've discovered a strategy that can truly make a difference. I've poured countless hours to studying the intricacies of wedge patterns, rising wedge patterns, you name it. And it has become my area of expertise. Here's the thing. I genuinely want to see you thrive in this market. That's why I've made it my mission to impact 1 million of you. I want to provide you with the tools, insight, and support you need to navigate this exciting but challenging landscape. Swing trading is not just about technical analysis. It's about understanding market psychology and developing disciplined risk management strategies. I'll be there to guide you step by step as we identify different types of patterns and structures and seize profitable opportunities. Together, we'll build your confidence in trading skills, ensuring you're well prepared to face the twists and turns of swing trading. Believe me when I say that I genuinely care about your success. That's why I'm inviting you to join me, Mr. Know-It-All, on this transformative journey. Let's make the most of this full cycle and work towards your financial freedom together. You'll find all my links in my bio. Reach out and let's dive into this world of swing trading. I'm here to support you and your family and guide you every step of the way because your success matters to me. Together, let's make a real impact and achieve trading success.
And you guys been taking it easy, having a good time with your families. All right, let's take a look at some of the price action here. We had a bit of a pullback earlier this week. We're going to take a look at what's going on in the market and what we think is happening. We do have some interesting things to cover tonight, so everyone make sure you guys stay tuned. I think it is going to be a very, very important stream to watch. All right, so we're going to take a look here. We're going to throw on some tunes and just get into the content. All right, just bear with me here 1 second. I'm just getting all this stuff aligned here. How was everybody's weekend? Make sure I can see everyone's comments here in a second. All right, what's going on, Bobby? You are awesome. IJ Money, Flap, you are awesome. What's up, dudes? Okay. So, Bitcoin on the weekly chart with the close. All right, so we just opened a new candle. We did doji on the weekly. We broke this this channel that we were in on the daily chart, and I want to cover it because we haven't broke below the daily Kijun line, which is at this support around 62K. If we start making daily closures below that, I think we're definitely in jeopardy of losing our daily uptrend. So right this very moment, we haven't lost a daily uptrend, but losing a significant channel like that, and we did back test it today, and we didn't get a closure above 69.5. I think it's pretty likely that we're gonna probably come back down and retest the bottom of this range. After you break a channel, usually you want to sell it, right? So, but that doesn't necessarily mean we won't pop back in. This is a really shorter time scale, right? In terms of the weekly, we did print a weekly early sell signal here outside of the Bollinger Band. We did get a deviation outside. And as you guys can see, I mean, I guess, as we started the bull run in November of 2020. This is our, well, I guess this was like our second or third. We got a nice reset here in November, right? So giving us that inclination that we're going to see continuation. Like I said before, we're not in jeopardy of losing we have not lost our daily uptrend at the 62.3 level. But we are seeing a bit of pullback, right? But if you look carefully on your daily, we're starting to build this negative momentum, and we can build this negative momentum here. But eventually, what could happen, as long as we end up making a higher low than 52K, we're just going to form daily hidden bullish divergence on the oscillator. All right, so we could pull back, man. We definitely could pull back, and I'm not saying that we cannot. In fact, I think we will pull back further. And if you look carefully at the parabolic trend line, we have a lot of deviation outside of it. So we could probably pull back to about that 61 to 62K region without really doing any real technical damage. All right. Now, shorter time scales on the 4-hour, okay, we are getting a MACD cross back up on the 4-hour, so we could get another pushback up, right? Like this level right here around the 60, basically the 69.5 region is the level I'm looking at here if we do get a pushback up, because on the 4-hour time scale, we broke this this downsloping resistance line here. And, this does look like a little bit of a 4-hour wedge pattern. So we'll see if we get enough juice to break us back above 69.5. But as you guys can see, we've clearly, so far, we're clearly outside of the channel, and we broke the channel. And now we are back testing it right now. And that is what's going on. So we could consolidate here, or maybe go sideways here, or even start, dramatically pulling back a bit more. What would really be super bullish to see is another retest of this low at 66K and holding it as support. If we can do that, then we can confirm that this is the low, or this is the bottom on the shorter time scales. But like I said, the weekly Bollinger Band deviation is usually pretty good. I mean, yes, highest levels of positive momentum we've ever seen, or not ever seen, highest levels of positive momentum we've seen on Bitcoin since the top here in February of 2021. All right, so that's pretty significant. We also have, we still have lots of separation on the weekly time scale, so I'm not really too worried about the momentum on the weekly. The 3-day and the 2-day is kind of where it's telling us that we're losing that momentum, right? So we're losing that momentum on the daily and 2-day charts, and we can see that the daily has crossed down already for our daily momentum to be lost. But like I said before, as long as we make a higher low than, I said 51K, and we get that daily reset, I think we'll just make a higher low and we'll pivot and rally. We'll just make hidden bullish divergence on the daily time scale, and we will see continuation after that. But right now we're going to get this nice reset, and everyone's all scared and worried about it, but there's no real reason to be scared and worried about that. We've seen a significant rally, man. We've made a new all-time high, and that's it. We're holding this 65K as support right now. I drew a little box right here, right? This is our range right now. So if we end up losing 65K, we could come back down to 52K. And that's a real thing that could potentially happen if we start taking out that daily uptrend at 62. All right. But listen, man, we're going into the halving right now, right? So this is kind of expected to see some sort of drawdown, and that's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, some of these altcoins can still maybe potentially still run if Bitcoin isn't violently selling off. We're even seeing some alts right now start to outperform Bitcoin. and that's pretty cool to see. That's kind of where we're at in the cycle. All right. So that's Bitcoin here on the short term and medium term time frames, daily getting a reset, 2-day losing its momentum, weekly looking still okay on momentum wise. And so that's kind of a pretty critical thing to understand. All right. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, holding above that $3,500 level. And if you look carefully, that is a major level here. That was the April 2022 high. And the daily already got a reset on Ethereum, right? You can see we deviated outside the daily Bollinger Band here, and we're going to probably get like potentially a snapback up. Right, our 12-hour momentum oscillator is coming back up. Our 8-hour already giving us a buy signal. So I think this is where ETH might start to outperform Bitcoin. And what we really want to watch is the ETH BTC chart because this doesn't really look too hot just yet. But man, I mean, yeah, not really a good candle close for ETH BTC this week. But we'll take a look at this. This is make sure we're still holding above this low at 0.05162. We haven't really been able to get above this 0.06 region, but it would be interesting to see if we start seeing bids come in on ETH BTC pairing here. I will say that Tether dominance is right at a weekly support level, and Tether dominance is also the most oversold it's ever been on the chart ever. Okay, so it's weak, man, but understand this could be acting as some weekly bullish divergence that could be forming here, and that is telling us that this could be a local top for the market. All right, now it hasn't confirmed that because we're just bouncing here, right? But if we do something like this where we bounce up and we reject 4.7, which by the way would take Bitcoin probably down to that 52K region, okay? And then we do something like this where we reject it and we come back down and then we hold this low or something and we make a double bottom, that wouldn't be too good to see, all right? And so we haven't done so just yet, but if we do that, just understand it could be the market topping out, at least for now, on a weekly time frame. Like, take a look what we did here. We made this bottom. We made this rally. This was that June crash, right? And then we came back down and we made a higher low double bottom, and that was the end of the bull market in 2021. Now, I'm not saying this is the end of the bull run, but I'm just saying that we could get like a pause in the market where we go sideways for a couple months and a couple weeks. Because if we do something like that, that's confirming that people want out of risk assets and into Tether, right? We haven't done this yet, but what I'm saying is watch out for it. Our monthly candle is still fine in terms of what we're showing on the monthly chart. Remember that weekly is going to maybe change this monthly candle. And if we end up popping back into this range, it could get a little bloody for a bit. All right. And the monthly, way outside the monthly Bollinger Band here. So a deviation outside of that is pretty significant. So, taking some short trades on Bitcoin here probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do. Set your stop loss at, all-time highs and write it down. I don't know. If you want to hedge your positions, I think that's not a bad play. Your quarterly candle closing in 2 weeks. So the quarterly actually looks pretty bearish still. Yeah, we are deviating, or almost deviating outside band. Coming into the zone, right? Coming into the zone here. Yeah, we'll look at Bitcoin dominance. I would assume Bitcoin dominance is falling off a cliff right now, or about to. Well, not really, actually. But hasn't broke this major trend line. Daily got a reset. Still making higher lows, right? So it hasn't produced higher highs. Yeah, BTC has been leading the bull run for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, we're up. We have not broke this range on Bitcoin dominance. This range right here, 54%. And we got a big range here, right? So the range goes down to 51. And, you know, it's just a big rectangle. Look at the dollar. The dollar put in a higher low last week, so that looks maybe like a double bottom of sorts on the weekly time frame. Did get a weekly ASO cross. Dollar looking pretty bullish here on the weekly time frame. All right. It usually doesn't bode very well for risk assets. The S&P all-time highs, you know, probably going to roll over here right at the 127 fib extension. No confirmation of that just yet, but last week putting in another test up here. It's a big rising wedge, right? We could very well see the S&P roll over and retest, you know, 4,800 regions here in the next few months, which wouldn't be a bad thing to see. You know, we went up to a new all-time high, and we just come back down to retest our breakout and then proceed higher, right? Another leg. So, but yeah, the S&P could get a little bloody for a bit. All right. This could take weeks and months to play out, man. So if this thing like has a green day tomorrow, don't give me shit about it, all right? But this was kind of what I'm seeing. You know, we're losing. We haven't crossed down on the weekly. The two-day giving us that sell signal, or about to give us that sell signal. The daily already gave us that, you know, loss of momentum here on March 12th, right? Which was this top here. You know, this last bullish engulfing candle, which right now is in, yeah, we took that candle out. It looks like it's about to roll over, especially if the dollar is going to rally. So we'll see what happens here. We are still in a hyper bullish trend on the stock market, but you know, understand, you know, we hit a fib extension, and we hit a fib extension. That means we could definitely see some sort of reversal too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just look at your daily RSI, man. Does this look bullish to you guys? This looks just like lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. And like a pennant here formed on the RSI. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing to, you know, hedge your, you know, long-term portfolios with some puts, or maybe, you know, some S&P, you know, short side coverage, or leverage short ETFs or something, for the next month or two or three, going into the summer. Just an observation. It doesn't necessarily mean it plays out, but it just looks like there's lots of divergence here, and I think we're gonna probably see something happen here. Anyways, that's the S&P. Unfortunately, I don't have good news for you guys, but we did the move, man. The move was made. We hit the target. We hit the local target. All right. Yeah, we'll take a look at H bar, Kyle. Sure. So H bar with the breakout and probably going to back test. Right, the back test to the 10-cent region. You know, you're obviously looking to see, you know, H bar hold that region. Otherwise, you know, I mean, this is just a fake breakout, right? So the daily kind of getting a reset right now, but you know, you could see some more downside potentially if you get this daily cross, which could mean, you know, more downside. And yeah, it just looks like you're making lower highs. You're holding the range low here at 11 cents, but you know, a retest of 10 cents looks kind of in the cards, my friends. Especially if Bitcoin's going to pull back. I mean, like if it really violently starts pulling back, like how are these alts really going to perform? Unless this is the stage of the cycle where Bitcoin gets rolled for ETH and altcoins, which we've seen. We have seen some of the major big caps been outperforming, like Solana, AVAX. Some of those big ones have been outperforming, right? Cool. Yeah, we'll look at Wild, Maker, and ZRX. Yeah, we'll take a look at them. This coin looks pretty bullish, man. I will say. 4 hour got a nice reset. 4 hour momentum oscillator crossed up. Daily chart. So your daily momentum you kind of lost a bit of the daily momentum, but your 12 hour is telling you some other things are happening on this chart. Your 12 hour in a squeeze looks like you're probably going to see continuation on this coin. Right, you have a bit of a flag here that well, it's just making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It should be 1080p, man. Should be 1080p. Should be 1080p. All right. And yeah, we have things like GRT making rallies and sure, 3D. Take a look at it, man. What do you got? We'll check Litecoin. Let's just check Maker out and ZRX. Hey, thank you so much for the 20 super, man. Appreciate that, brother. All right, cool. Take a look at Maker. Maker pretty strong, man. Beautiful weekly candle close. Very, very strong. I feel like I don't have all the data on this coin. Was it Poloniex that had the data? No. Bitfinex had it, I think, a long time ago. I don't even know if they're still around. Whatever. Let's see. You know, like I said, I think alts are like some of these alts are going to maybe outperform, and even if Bitcoin is, you know, losing, you know, some ground and is pulling back a bit. I'm going to start this channel from here because this was when it opened. It looks like Maker can get to the top of the channel here, about 10K. That looks like an achievable target eventually. Because if we go to our monthly chart, I mean, you'd be coming overbought, but no, you know, I wouldn't say that you have bearish divergence just yet. You're coming into the monthly. I mean, you're breaking actually the monthly median. So that's pretty effing bullish. Broke the rectangle of your range. Very strong, man. Makers of a solid project, guys, for sure. Now, I'm going to also fib from the swing high to the swing low from, the COVID low to kind of overlap some of these fibs because, a $30,000 target seems kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got the 1618 at 72. And I think, somewhere, in between 7 to 12K probably for a maker, in between that range. And if we end up busting the channel, man, yeah, you're looking at the 200% retrace at 18K. All right, so that's your maker ZRX. Back from the dead, huh? ZRX. Wow, what a rectangle on ZRX, man, right? Check out this range right here. Beautiful consolidation for how many years, man? I think ZRX can really do some crazy things this cycle. If this rectangle is broken, you're talking about major upside potential on ZRX, right? Like from your range high to your range low. You're looking at the 1272 fib extension if this range is broken, okay, which is about $5. $5. We'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at Litecoin, GST, and Perp. GST, is that a crypto, man? Satoshi token. You gotta be effing kidding me, Flap. Oh my god, what the F, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say about this thing? It's wrecked on the monthly. You tap the 38% retracement level. You're pulling back to the 236. You're flagging up here. Monthly's wrecked, man. I mean, trade your flags, dude, right? Trade your flags. When they break, they break. This hasn't broke yet. This kid just goes sideways for a bit. 4 hour. 12 hour got a reset. That looks pretty good, man. No. Oh, yeah. I own a bag of kava. Yeah. Let's see. So, all right. So that was GST. You want to look at perpetual protocol? Yeah, that's a good coin, man. Take a look at it. I don't like the weekly bearish divergence though, right here, dude, on your RSI, man. Pay attention to that. Aside from that, you've done a 38%, 38.2% retracement. But yeah, I think some more downside to be had here, at least locally. Watch this trend line, man. It's beautiful, beautiful trend line. It's been respecting. So, maybe back down to the trend line, see what happens there. Maybe you get a nice reset on it. All right, so that's your perpetual protocol. Litecoin for Dino here. Yeah, let's take a look at it, man. I don't know. Is this the real price for Litecoin right now? Litecoin. Broke your major trend line. So you got that major pump before. Now from your swing high to your swing low on this bull market, we've done about a 38.2% retracement. Your weekly's bullish, but having trouble breaking this RSI level here. Okay, so you got stuck at 68. Looks like you're pulling back a bit right at that fib extension. Bouncing right off bullish control zone on the daily, so that's good. You broke out. You could be back testing this breakout, right? And you could just be ranging here for a bit until you get some more momentum coming into this asset. You could be looking at a retest of $77. That wouldn't surprise me right after that break, and you didn't make a higher high on price. You just broke, but you didn't get the follow through to break that further range, right? We'll take a look at Kava. I have a position on this around 81 cent entry. Okay, yeah, so descending, broadening formation, in the rectangle, we went up to the top of the range, pulled back. Not really too worried about this one. Let's see. I want to get my squeeze indicator on this one. So we'll look at we'll look at Kava here. I'm pretty sure on the monthly this isn't a crazy squeeze. So yeah, just down here at the bottom of the range, man. Still down here at the bottom of the range. Monthly going into the squeeze, 3 week in the squeeze, 2 week in the squeeze, weekly. Broke the squeeze, hit the top of the range, and pulling back. Okay, so probably just trading range bound here for a bit on Kava before getting a nice reset. Right, that monthly squeeze is pretty significant. Okay, so I would say we broke the downtrend and we're just consolidating now. Yeah, I mean this was, I guess. Maybe we didn't break the downtrend. I don't know. It depends on how you look at this chart. Yeah, I suppose we didn't. But, a nice descending broadening formation. Pulling back at the top of the range. That's all. AVAX, we'll take a look at it, man. Sure. Sure, man. We'll look at SHIB. Someone requested that. Let's take a look at it. Shiba Inu. Went to the golden pocket. Rejected it on the weekly chart. Probably a nice profit-taking area after, this crazy bottom formation that was formed. The monthly candle still looks okay, but, you broke your monthly squeeze. Pullbacks happen after big rallies like that, guys, remember. But yeah, I mean, you're just kind of flagging here, downsloping consolidation on Shiba. But like I said before, for the bull flags, you want to the channels, you only want to buy them once they break them and back test them, right? Pay attention to that. This breaks, can be looking at further upside. And this is telling you on the 12-hour that you could see further upside with the hidden bullish divergence formed on the chart. Okay, but again, that could take some time to mature, and yeah, I mean, it looks like it. 7-hour is starting to make that shift. Okay, Palm AI. Let's take a look at it. Palm AI, man. This is a new coin, but man, it's legging up, right? It's legging up. You broke your first consolidation range here. Got a nice leg up. Then you broke the flag, right? You broke the flag, or the descending broadening formation, and the descending broadening formation usually goes to the top, so you're pretty much there. But if you end up breaking that, which, well, you got an 8-hour squeeze busting, man, that could definitely have enough momentum to send you to new all-time highs. And yeah, your next fib extension on this asset is around that 360 region. Okay, just enough data to make that designation, and so that looks pretty good, man. Congrats if you're in this trade. All right. What did I miss here? AVAX. Yeah, let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX been on a tear, man. All right, cool. Let's see, man. AVAX breaking the 618 fib extension. Beautiful. I think eventual target is that 786 fib extension for AVAX. We are coming into contact with the long-term channel, median part of the channel, which is, if you look carefully on the chart, there is a big order block here of resistance, right? This level right here, this range, this rectangle range right here. You can see these previous areas of support are now going to be acting as resistance on the weekly time frame. But man, You are just legging up and continuing with the positive momentum this week. Very strong. Weekly volatility spiking. Your weekly stochastics pointing up. I think AVAX is going to continue on the weekly time frame. It is telling you that. Okay. So, like I said, man, mixed bag here in this market with some of these assets. Some of them pulling back, some of them maybe continuation. Just depends on what asset you're looking at. I was trying to short BOBA coin before, but kind of got stopped out of it. What the hell is that thing doing now? Well, I mean, the 12-hour looks pretty bullish, but the 4-hour looks like it's topping out on its momentum right now. And, all-time highs. Man, this was a crazy wedge break. And I think it tagged the 1272 fib extension up here. I'm going to try for another short on this one, to be fair. And we can easily strategize, or we can easily manage our risk, because we know that if it ends up holding this fib extension as support, because we do have 12-hour momentum that's swinging up. So what could happen is, well, I saw this break this trend line here, and this to me looks like a potential channel break or rising wedge break. But we're right at the fib extension right now, so maybe it wasn't the best time to re-enter this trade. But yeah, I mean, our signals are short with the ASO crossing bearish, at least on the shorter time scale here. And like I said before, this thing went on a pretty major run, and yeah, I mean, okay. So the argument here is that the 4 momentum oscillator is crossing up, but the shorter time scale, I think we're losing that momentum. So we'll see if this actually comes down a bit more. Cool. I think our daily, triggered long signal too. So, this is the thing, like, it still made a lower high, but if you look carefully at the daily momentum, it's still pointing down, man. I mean, you're 12 hours swinging up though. So like, this is going to be a quick trade. It's not going to be a swing trade, if you will. Kind of a scalp, catch a quick move down, maybe down to like, 1.05 region or something on this. Or really, let's just see how it interacts with this fib extension. That's kind of what this trade is all about here. Tesla near a bottom. Tesla lost this range on the weekly, man. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I mean, this is like a pretty critical level here for Tesla. You know, the thing is that your weekly ASO is still got lots of momentum here. The 2 day reclaiming momentum too for further downside. I think we're going to see more downside here on Tesla, man. We're going to see more downside here on Tesla. You know, we could bounce here on the short term or something, but yeah, I mean, we could be getting a bounce to like maybe retest 170s and then leg down again. Like that longer time scale doesn't look very good, right? So yeah, tough to be bullish on something like that right there. But yeah, weekly range low, can try for a long there and set your stop below the weekly range low. Right now your monthly is putting in a 3 bar to the downside, and you lose this, you lose these levels here, 153. I think you could be coming back down to 120, man. I mean, that's your monthly pivot. Not looking the best on the monthly chart, to be fair. Like I said, tomorrow intraday you could be coming back up a little bit, right? Yeah, this just looks toppy, man. Like lower high, rounding top type of stuff on BOBA here. XRP, yeah, we can take a look at XRP. Attempted breakout and failure, another failure at the neckline. Pretty nasty rejection, right? Still holding that range low, but man, if you lose that low, I think 57s and maybe back down to 53s on XRP. Still holding the parabolic trend line. So yeah, I mean, retest and hold here, double bottom or something on the 4-hour time scale, or even the hourly. That would give the bag holders some confidence here. But BOBA, man, this thing is just. I guess this is the area where if it loses the parabola here, it's just gonna dump right through it, man. Down to like 99 cents or something. Right, lost it, reclaimed it, made a lower high, showing some weakness here on the shorter time scales. And volume, losing that volume, man, that's the thing. That's why I think this is a good short trade. This looks like a double top, guys. There she goes, man. There she goes. We took a re-entry on this at about 1.08. So yeah, we're in a profit on this trade. We're just gonna hold this one, man. I think this has a lot of room for down, man. A lot of room for down. Let's see what it does here off this parabolic trend line. Because if it does hold the parabolic trend line, we should probably get out of the trade. Yeah, and Tether broke out of this wedge pattern, I guess, that I drew. This thing is very volatile, man. Yeah, I think 1.05 is likely on something like this. You guys got anything else to look at tonight? We got about 10 more minutes to look at some charts here, but I think the overall consensus is, lots of profit taking at these levels on these assets. Certain ones look better than others. A lot of them made rallies, a lot of them made runs. Tether looks like it's bottomed out on the weekly. The question you're going to ask me is, am I taking profit? I'm not really taking profit just yet. Some of these I'm really just long-term holding, like monthly time frame type stuff. Yeah, this weekly candle is pretty bullish on this thing, but yeah, why can't this thing pull back, man? Like a 50% pullback on this thing would be good to see. BNB high. I'll take a look at a minute, sure. BNB, I think it tagged its all-time high, man. Just about. It's quite a structure there on the monthly for BNB, man. Quite a structure. You got your wedge break. Beautiful wedge break on the monthly. We're targeting the all-time high. That's the target, man. You break the all-time high on BNB, 972 to 1486 regions. Interacting with that median of the channel, I think. Okay. High Street. Yeah, your monthly RSI and this thing is wrecked, dude. 17. This is a low risk area to take a swing trade, man. Unfortunately, you're probably going to see a bit of a pullback at the top of this range. But yeah, you can clearly see the parabolic trend line being respected, and we call it the banana shape, man. The banana. So yeah, you break the parabolic range there or trend. You're kind of respecting that. You can clearly see that. You could be looking at some sideways on this thing for a little bit. But yeah, your monthly looks great. Lots of momentum to be had on this thing. You're probably going to see some crazy movements here in the next couple weeks, couple months on this. All right. Mirror, isn't that Mirror Protocol or something? Yeah, Mirror Protocol. Back from the dead, man. Back from the dead. Let's see. Yeah, you got a break on the monthly. This looks like maybe a channel or a wedge break. Your monthly, yeah, in the squeeze on the monthly. Watch the volume on this thing. Probably will do ascend. You tag the 38% retracement level. You're probably going to pull back and retest your breakout. 5.5 cents maybe as your target for that pullback. Okay. Your swing target, if you're a swing trader, would be the top of the wedge, which would be a pretty crazy move. It may not get that high, man, but wedges usually break to the tops of the wedges if they get adoption. But your 618 looks like a good target, that 88-cent region. What's BOBA doing, man? Are we dumping here, man? Should be. This looks good for downside, man, if you guys are in this one. All right, cool. Anything else you guys want to cover tonight? Someone's asking about VWAP, and VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. Here, we'll take a look at ETH. Tag the 78.6% retracement level on ETH. It just looks like a massive rising wedge, but yeah, I mean, we can go to the top of the rising wedge, which is about that $10,000 region. We could pull back too, like up here, right? Tagging the 886. We could be looking at some sort of butterfly, play out short term here. And we could see ETH, come back down to, $2,500, right? Tagging that 618. And then, maybe we do the send from there, which would be pretty bullish to see something like that. Mobile and render. Really a mobile. Printed a new all-time high on the weekly. You're sitting right at that weekly previous all-time high. Looks pretty good. Don't really have a lot of data, man, but looks like a cup and handle type of formation. Again, tagging that 786 on the 2-day. The daily looks like you put a bullish engulfing in. You're just kind of sitting up here. Yeah, your 4-hour making lower high there. I mean, yeah, the market's coming off, so like, I think if you lose this parabolic trend line, you're going to see mobile probably come down, right? This thing trying to doji here. I know that this is that parabolic trend line. Power, what? Power ledger, man? That's like an old school, bro. Power ledger, dude. I got in the ICO on this thing when it was like fucking 5 cents when it came out in 2017. I think this is the one you're talking about, right? Power ledger? Well, you tagged your all-time high, man. You wicked up to it. Yeah, big rectangle range. Pretty nasty rejection. Yeah, probably just some consolidation, man, or maybe a bit of a pullback on this thing after that rejection. Yeah, your daily is looking pretty bad with that lower high coming in. Okay. Yeah, you're at the demand line right here. Most likely probably going to break it with that lower high, losing that daily momentum. I'm sorry I don't have better news, folks, but I think down she goes for a bit. It's been quite a run. Phantom monthly looks crazy. I mean, some of these altcoins still look really, really good on the monthly time frames, man. So, like, yeah, these short-term pullback, and there's BOBA getting wrecked. Yeah, baby. Let's go. All right. You guys have anything else for me tonight? Appreciate all you guys tuning in. And hopefully you guys stay safe. Keep some dry powder on the side. If you have profits, maybe take some. Remember, if you don't take your profits, somebody else will. Not financial advice, but these shorter time scales look like reset. Okay. Look like downside. All right, folks. Have a great evening. We'll catch you guys next week to cover the next bloodbath. All right. Until then, catch you guys later.